What's up? Today I'm going to show you how to make a forest base and go from
this to this.
So, I've been getting a lot of questions the last year about how I've done my bases for my Sylvaneth units. And I just thought I'd share how to make your bases go from standard tabletop to best in show winner. So, here we go. So, we got our base here and want it to go all the way to looking like this. Like it actually belongs in the woods. So the first thing we're gonna need is some cork bark. And this is not the regular cork coasters that people buy from IKEA. This is actually the real thing, the real bark. I'm just gonna take a piece from it. Use the gripper. Sometimes it gets messy, but here we have something. This will be great to work from. So usually what I do then is I take the sandpaper and I sand just one of the sides. This way it will stick a lot better to the base. Use some super glue to stick the cork to the base. Now that it's dried, it's time for some sand. You can use regular PVA glue for this, but I prefer the super glue because it just makes everything else stick a lot better as well. And it dries super fast. So I just put it in here, shake it around a bit. So here we have the first few steps done, and it's a great start to work from. So what we need to do now is just put some paint on this. So I painted the base black, but before it dries completely, I'm going to just slab it with some random colors. So the reason I do this is just to give it some natural texture, natural variance in color. And it doesn't have to be all green and blue, because rocks usually have different colors like yellow and reds and blues. So whatever you think fits like the mood of your miniatures, just slap those colors on. And as you see, it's not like I've taken a lot of care making it look perfect. I just slapped some colors on there. Now that the tiny rock has dried, you can see that it's almost all black, but I've got some different colors in here, like the green and the red and a bit of blue as well. But it's mainly black. So it's time to dry brush this now to make it pop a bit more and make it look like rock. For dry brushing, I use pale flesh from Vallejo. A lot of people just use white for rocks or gray, but it's the same thing here. Like a rock is normally not just gray and black. It does have some colors in it, so I prefer to have this. It's a bit pink, it's a bit warmer. So I just take a dry brush, make sure that it doesn't have almost any pigment in the brush, and just go easy on it. And then I add just an extra punch on top, because usually the light hits from above. So I want it to be a bit stronger on the edges on top, and a bit darker in the bottom. So I think we got like a realistic stone look to this now. Let's start flocking. This is my absolute favorite flock. This is Hobby Round Spring Undergrowth from Galeforce 9. And to get this to stick on the base, I just use regular PVA glue. So I want it to look like moss, so I'm kind of creating these sort of paths up. Just sprinkle the flock on the base. If it's too thick somewhere, you just press it a bit with your finger. It will smoosh out. So when you put your favorite flock on, it's time to put on some tufts. So these are my favorite flowers from MiniNatur. It's a German brand. You can use just any one you like, but this is my favorite ones. So just use my hand to remove some. And the reason why I put pigments on instead of painting brown is because it has this pulvery micro texture to it, so it really does look like mud or dirt. And this can get really messy, so I like to put a white sheet underneath, so I can just remove that later. Kind of want it to look like the ground. So, as you can see, it gets really, really messy quickly. So whatever excess you have, you can use the force to just knock it off the base. Almost done now. The only thing I need to do now before I can put a model on it is to paint the edge black again, because as you can see, it's got some of that brown pigments on it. So I'm going to do that and then let the base and the PVA dry. As you can see, the base is done. I'm feeling quite good about this. It's quite a dope base. So all you need to do now is find the most dynamic pose for your figure and you're good to go. There are hundreds and hundreds of ways of doing this. This is just the way that I prefer to do it. So if you have any questions of where to get the stuff or what brands I use, I will leave most of it in the description below. So if you like this, I will be posting more videos. I'm not sure how frequently I will post them, but hopefully I'll be able to do them once a week or something like that. So just give me a follow and a thumbs up if you like it, and I'll see you next time.